and it'll start recording. So, all right, so we're going to assemble a couple parts, just like we did before. We're going to bring the parts in, and then we're going to learn how to mate them together. All right, so here we go. We are in our assembly. The parts are down here in the part studios, and the assembly is where we assemble those parts. So we're going to click Insert. I'm going to just do the cookie and the Hershey Kiss. So I'm going to click. There's my cookie, and I'm going to drop it. And I'm going to take the kiss, and I'm going to drop it. And that's good for now. You could put all the parts in all at once, but let's just leave it to 2. All right, so there's your space. The first thing I want you to notice is over here on the side, they come in as separate parts, just like you made them. Okay, and what we want to do first, we want to try to make sure that our cookie doesn't get pulled apart. So we're going to put a box around it, and we're going to use the group tool right up here. So I'm going to box it. I'm going to essentially select those parts of my cookie, and I'm going to hit group. And now I have a group. I'll name it cookie group. And now the cookie stays together, and it cannot come apart. And notice that the group is down here. Another thing you could do that's similar is, some of you may have noticed that pieces go flying and move all over the place. In here, what we can do is we can lock this in place, the cookie. So if you click here, you can fix it. And you notice that it's now fixed. It cannot be moved anymore, which is great because it keeps pieces from getting pushed and pulled where you don't want them to go. Okay? So those are our parts. This guy needs to be rotated so it can fit on the surface. So to get those handles, you click once, and you find the edge handle that allows you to rotate it in the axis you want. Okay, we want to rotate it up like this. And remember, it's always important to lock it onto, 90% of the time, a 90-degree increment. 90. Enter. Because once it gets pushed into some weird angle, it's very hard to get it back. And when we're fastening these parts together, you want to give OnShape the best, most direct connection that you can give it, okay? All right, so now we've got our cookie there. We've got our kiss that's going to go right about here somewhere. Position them close, but don't try to put it right on the surface, because then you're not going to have access to the points we need to tell it to touch. So I'm going to pull this away a bit, and I'm going to go up to the fastened mate, and this is the way we want to join these parts. We want them to be fastened. Now it's asking for these things called mate connectors, which if you hover around, you will see these colorful little circles, okay, with the axes denoted here. So this is one we want, the center of the cookie. We're going to orbit around, and we're going to find one on our kiss here. Not there, but there, the bottom of the kiss. And we're going to hit that second one. Notice it pulls them together. Since our cookie was grouped, the cookie didn't fly apart. And that's it, okay? You can click this green box to say you're done. This second little window appears if you want to do another fasten mate right now. So if like you put the peanut butter cup in and you put the other things in, you could just build another one right off the bat. But we just want to accept it. Okay, so now it's fastened together. It can't move because it's fastened to the cookie that's fixed in place. It's built and it's solid. But what's the problem with this? What's that? It's in the center. It needs to be moved up. So I'm going to double click here. We can edit this, fasten, and you'll see that we can use the offset ability to push the two mate connectors away from each other on those X, Y, and Z axis. So if I look at my Hershey Kiss and I look at my cookie, it looks to me like we want to push the kiss up along the green axis, which here is Y. So I'm going to click in here. I'm going to use my arrow keys on the keyboard. I can just kind of increment the number up or down, and it looks like I want to go negative. So I want to go negative, something like that. That looks like a pretty good position for now. So that's the offset. You can also rotate these mate connectors if you needed to as well. Obviously, the Hershey Kiss doesn't need to be rotated. And there we go. That's how we assemble those parts. We're going to fasten all of our parts. We don't need any parts that rotate or slide for our candy turkey. All right? The Oreo is made of many parts, so we grouped it. When you insert your feathers, this is made of 15 parts. You definitely want to group this. Okay? The cup, you just need to rotate it and fasten it. All right? That's the little demo. I want you guys to push forward. I'll come around and help you all.